Here's a graphic that I just absolutely love. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta, one of the best young pass-catching duos in the entire NFL. Check this out. If you're watching, if you're listening, I'll go through them and read them for you. This is a list of the most combined receiving yards by a duo this season, okay, by a duo. So at the bottom, you have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Roughly 2,279 yards. 2,200, we'll just call it there. We'll round it up, 2,300. Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle, almost 2,400 yards combined. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta, a little over 2,400 yards combined. And then CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson, 2,500 yards combined. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, a little over 2,500 yards combined. And then at the top of that list, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, almost 3,000 yards combined. But look at the okay. Now, where Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta ranks, and again, like Amon-Ra had 1,500 of these, but still, Sam LaPorta, he was on track to get 1,000 yards this year. He ended with roughly around 800 yards. But look at where they rank, and Sam LaPorta is a rookie, and not just a rookie, but a rookie tight end. Like, this guy's going to be a 1,000-yard, I'll just call it receiver, because he kind of is. I mean, he's a tight end, but he's going to be a 1,000-yard guy in the future. There's no doubt about it. And you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's only getting better. You look at Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and what they did, almost 3,000 yards. That's going to be around the realm that Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta reach in the next couple of years, if not over the next couple of years consistently. They're one of the youngest, most dangerous duos in the entire NFL. The only wide receiver tight end duo on there, and there's three of them, including St. Brown and LaPorta, Ayuk and George Kittle, and CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. And let's just be honest here. If we're going pound for pound, I think CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee had a career freaking year. So he had a better year. But I think Sam LaPorta is better than Jake Ferguson. Yes. So I think as the years go on, those two, and then you have Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle, which Brandon Ayuk's a good receiver. He's really good. And George Kittle is in his prime at this time. But Sam LaPorta's not. Amon-Ra St. Brown's only getting better. I think those guys can challenge the Tyreek Hills and the Jalen Waddle for their production because that's only 400 more yards. And I'm talking, I can see LaPorta getting 200-300 extra, and who knows what St. Brown can do. I think he could be in that CeeDee Lamb, that 1,600 range. He's that good.
Well, and when you look at this list, obviously it's very impressive the type of company that Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta are with. And then I got another stat for you guys that I think is very, very interesting. Sam LaPorta and Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Detroit Lions are one of two teams in the NFL that have two pass catchers on either the first or second team All-Pro, because the Lions, Amon-Ra is first team, Sam LaPorta is second team, and the 49ers, Ayuk is second team, and Kittle is first team. So that is just incredible what they've been able to do this year. And then you look at some of the guys ahead of them, like CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. Yeah, you can argue that CeeDee Lamb is a better wide receiver than Amon-Ra St. Brown, although we're splitting hairs, and they're all in the same room. But Sam LaPorta clears Jake Ferguson by a mile. That duo, I would say, CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson was kind of and the ratio of CeeDee to Jake Ferguson is very, very high. Jake Ferguson is the guy that did some of the work, did like 20% of the work, and CeeDee Lamb did about 80% of the work. And then you look at even guys who are below him, like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Obviously, Chris Godwin is one of the better number 2 wide receivers in the NFL, but he's had some injury issues, and Mike Evans is in year 10. You look at even Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, who you can say is objectively a better duo than LaPorta and Amon-Ra right now. And Jalen Waddle's still a young player. He was in the same draft class as Amon-Ra St. Brown. But Tyreek Hill is amazing. And I think he still has a couple of really, really good years left in him. I think right now he's the best in the NFL and one of the best weapons ever, going to be a gold jacket guy. But next season, he's going to be 30 years old. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be in year 4. And Sam LaPorta just came off of a rookie season. You even look at A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith, again, one of the better number 2 wide receivers in the NFL, and A.J. Brown, he had a damn good year, but he just had an injury. He's under a big contract, and it seems like things aren't all, I would say, peachy in Philadelphia when it comes to even the relationship with Jalen Hurts and his receivers. So when you look at next season, Amon-Ra and Sam LaPorta, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they were right behind Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on this list, maybe even number one, because if you're buying stock into any of these pass-catching duos, you'd put the most into Amon-Ra and Sam LaPorta because they're both just so damn young. Nobody expected Sam LaPorta to be this good this fast. I don't think even Lucas Klotz did, who predicted him to be a Hall of Famer. But you know what? Sam LaPorta, he is on that gold jacket, I would say, trajectory in terms of the rookie season that he had, although it's probably too close to call. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously, he's a revelation. He's a first-team All-Pro as a third-year player. And, oh, by the way, I think one of the things that's cemented them was how they played in the first playoff game. I understand Sam LaPorta didn't do a whole lot, but he went out there when he was definitely not 100%, was coming off of a knee injury. He scored a touchdown on a 4th and 1. Absolutely unbelievable. And we all know what Amon-Ra St. Brown did. Right. 7 catches for over 100 yards. All 7 resulted in a first down, including the one to seal the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta, in terms of the future, they could be number one in terms of a pass-catching duo in just a couple of years. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Well, here's what's crazy, and I know people mention this in the comments, and thank you guys for bringing it up. They're the only duo left in the playoffs. The best duo ranked in the playoffs. The other 3 above them are out of the playoffs, which is true. The other true thing is Jake Ferguson is in his 2nd year. Sam LaPorta's a rookie.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson actually didn't do really anything his rookie year. And he's having a breakout year his 2nd year. He has like 700 and something yards. But Sam LaPorta's a rookie. And he accounted for 800 yards plus. And 10 TDs. Like something ridiculous. So he's special. The other interesting part is, and I just want to bring this up, how many of those teams on that list have 2,000-yard backs almost?
That would be... Well, I guess you could kind of say that the Dolphins are close.
I was going to say maybe Miami.
I mean, Miami's got Mostert at over 1,000, and A-Chain obviously had a yards per carry demon, a yards per game demon, but he had some injuries. But yeah, I would say that the Lions have the best running back duo out of all these teams.
So I think that's interesting. You have 2 guys that are highly productive, and then you have 2 backs that one of them almost reached 1,000, one did reach 1,000. So that just speaks to really this offense in its entirety, JB, how impressive it's been. And it's only going to get better.
Yeah, I mean, it's really only going to get better, and I'm quite impressed that we were even able to make this list. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta. That is crazy. And I just take it back to when the beginning of the season started, and shout out to the ball knower Lucas Klotz. He predicted, hey, Sam LaPorta, don't sleep on him, and goddamn, that man was right. Ball knower knows ball. What can I say?
Yeah, he was right.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. And that's why I brought that up for a reason too, KG. Just the fact that Sam and Amon-Ra, they're younger than a lot of those guys on that list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Sam LaPorta, rookie, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, younger than CD, and he's on his way.
And even if they're not like the top pass catching duo going forward, they should at least be in the top 3, for years to come. They're both ascending at a very high level, very young and early on. And it's just funny, like, this season has made me do a lot of reminiscing. And I'm just thinking about the times, man, where the Lions, we drafted first-round tight ends, Pettigrew and Ebron, and it just did not work. TJ. And somehow in the 2nd round, we got this stud of a tight end. And it's just been amazing to see Sam LaPorta's development, man. I'm totally excited to see where he goes from here. We already know what Amon-Ra can do. But, man, it's good things to come for Lions fans, man.
I almost forgot to mention another stat, which is crazy as well. There were 7 players in the NFL that had 10 or more receiving touchdowns this year. The Lions had 2 of them. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam LaPorta both had 10, which, as we all know, is they're the only team with multiple.
That's 2/3 of Jared's passing TDs.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy. That duo.
Yep, and what you saw them do in the playoffs, obviously, like I said, LaPorta was limited. Amon-Ra St. Brown was brilliant, as he always was. I'm so excited to see what this duo can do moving forward. I know there were some people in the chat that were kind of were saying that I was dismissing Jake Ferguson a little bit too much. And for the record, Jake Ferguson had a really good year. But when you look at this list, 4 out of these 6 teams had 2,000-yard receivers. And then Sam LaPorta was obviously on the 2nd-team All-Pro. I know CeeDee Lamb was phenomenal, first-team All-Pro wide receiver. But Jake Ferguson is not in the same league as Sam LaPorta or George Kittle. Jake Ferguson didn't even sniff an All-Pro team. No disrespect, by the way. But that was more CeeDee, I would say, carrying the load more than any other duo on this list. exist.
Yeah, and like I said, he's in year 2. Sam LaPorta's a rookie. And,
Yep.
and you guys understand how hard it is for any rookie tight end to walk into the league and be productive. Even some of the best tight ends just never did that. It took them a year or two, and Sam, his first year, 10 TDs, 800 yards. It's unreal.